looking forward to chatting about this. I'm streaming in portrait. My phone is completely broken and I need to find time to get it fixed. Regardless, we have a lot of things to talk about today. Hey, Katie. Was I live the whole time? I was just trying to make it straight. I don't even know. Okay, so it says waiting for me. Nope, there we are.
Imagine waking up and getting home.
Hello. Just heard you say hi to me. Okay, got it. So my phone is completely wackadoo right now. It bounces. There's a lot of things. I really just get to listen. I'm still at work. Okay, perfect. So I've been brushing up on my history. And if you guys don't know, I'm going to be doing some history and crafting live with you guys. Also, lots of things. So Monday is my live hangout at 2 p.m. PST. Now we're trying this new time slot out. So it's been 2 weeks now and it's working great minus the technical difficulties. You are small. Yeah, I like it won't turn sideways. I have had nothing but technical issues all week, not just with my phone. The bank, like we had some technical issues. Briley turned 13, so she was getting a bank account and they literally thought we were so dumb because we could not reset her password. And then finally they came in and they were like, okay, ma'am, we're gonna do this. We're just gonna set the password for you. And they had to try like 80 times and it just wasn't working. And then it ended up locking me out of my bank account forever. Like, so now I can't even get in my bank. Long story short, lots of technical issues this week. Welcome to the live show. Bring some coffee or some tea, or it might be way late for you guys. And I've just learned this week that it's really not good for your hormones to drink coffee or caffeine after 3 p.m. So I have exactly an hour to drink my coffee with you guys. Hey, Steph. Hey, Clarita. Hey, Laura. Hey, Missy. And I am literally making Mickey ears today. So I'm going to try to craft while we chat, doing something I do all the time. So I shouldn't have to think very hard. And I'm trying to finish a rainbow of Mickey ears. Oh, you can't even see them. I have half of the rainbow done. Oh, you can see them a little bit in there. I have half the rainbow done. I need the rest of the rainbow. Drinking a Red Bull. Okay, Ashley, you win, dude. Nice. All right, so you're on California time though. So almost posted today about an update on my epoxy exposure because I'm having a rough, long week. And then I'm like, don't post about that. That's woe is me. Get over it. And I'm like, no, people need to know. So I have like this internal conflict with how much I share about how physically bad I struggle because of my epoxy exposure. But I got very little sleep last night and I ended up sleeping in the living room because I was waking Dustin up with how much I was coughing and just was not fun. So all that to say, I'm already in a mood. And then Cricut comes out with a new product, which I've promised you guys I will always do a reaction to their products that they come out with. Anybody see it? You guys know what it is? Let me get some water while I hear all of your guys' first reactions to it. Yeah, better hurry up and drink it, Ashley. You got 55 minutes to kill that Red Bull because we need to get our hormones in balance. Lots of heat presses. It's bad for your hormones. I drink coffee all day. Yeah. Yeah, there's so much. Okay, so long story short, I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase. Cricut is coming out with a new heat press set, but it's not a set. It's like we're doing all this at once, and it's 3 different things, but they call it a set, but it's not really a set. They go together, but not really, because why would you need more than one of them? So they came out with the hat press, which has a heat ball, like a ball mat, a ball mat. What do you call it? A weighted ball mat. It's like a sandbag that you put inside the hat, which I thought was really awesome. And then a curved heat press. My favorite saying from the announcement video was, it's this really innovative curved technology. And I was like, I'm pretty sure all of us who have the 5-in-1 have a hat press. But I was actually genuinely pretty excited about that one. You guys might have to update me on the price of that and the price of the Easy Press 3. So the next thing they came out with was the Easy Press 3, and it's just basically their Easy Press with an app attached to it, which again is one of those frustrating things because it's like, why couldn't you just make an app that walks you through it? Why you have to update the whole machine for the people who spent $200 on their last one? It's just not new anymore. Like, it's just not there. It's very anticlimactic to get mad about how expensive and new things are. But the newest thing that they came out with, which is new, and it's not the Heat Press 3 or the Heat Press 2, it's the first round. It's it's a heat press. If you weren't catching on to that. But it's called the auto press, and it auto opens, it auto closes, it looks like a glorified George Foreman grill. Like, we all know Cricut knows how to do one thing, which is make things beautiful. And I was like, okay, we know Cricut makes things expensive too, so I'm guessing this thing's gonna be around $600, $700. I was thinking, like, genuinely, like, trying to give them the knowledge that I already know coming out with their new stuff. Like, when the mug press was $200, I was like, okay, well then the heat press would probably be like $7. No, it is $999, which means $1,000. Like, plus tax. So if you're in somewhere that has tax, they need to stop taking out more machines and focus on design space. I sound like a broken record. Yeah. So guys, I don't want to make these reaction videos. I mean, they have to be done though, because honestly, every single person who has one in their hands is a paid affiliate, and we know that. We know how it works. They get these things out to their paid affiliates. They cannot talk about them until the day of. They have to say certain things about them, and then they have to get the brunt when we hear how expensive it is. One of the reasons why I no longer work alongside their company. I love the machine. I love Cricut's machines. I probably would even love the heat press. I love all the things they come out with. I just don't like that they don't make them sustainable forever. Like, why are we already on to the third Easy Press? Why? Like, make the first one the way it needs to be. Which I am going to be filming the HTV Ront heat press. This one, which, by the way, I think this one's prettier. I'm just going to say it's gold and it's gorgeous, and it has a pressure sensitive sensor on it, which I love. So I don't even have the Easy Press. I have the baby one, and I have many times thought about buying the larger one because it would just be convenient to have a bigger one. But then I got the Ricoma 20 by 18, and I'm like, I would never, ever, ever spend $1,000 on a press that can only do 12 by 15 inches. So they're getting way too proud of their product, says Donna. Yeah, and some of the filming of it, I don't want to like talk negatively about like how they promote their products or like their products in general, because their products are genuinely really awesome. Like, the press is going to do what it says it's going to do. My mug press stopped working because I was using a non-Cricut product in it. So just beware that they are going the technology route, and these aren't at that level, I don't think. I think their heat presses will work on whatever, but they are going the technology route of making sure you're only using Cricut products with their stuff. So I broke my mug press, and I don't know if it's broken. I don't know if it's refixable. Has anybody run into this? I was trying to do a 20-ounce tumbler, and it totally just stopped. And I looked it up. It's the orange light. They were like, it said, there was like no troubleshooting. It was like, you're using things that aren't Cricut. And I was like, yeah, the lamp. I never did a reaction on the lamp because I just didn't have words. So if you guys did not catch the product release they did just a couple months ago, maybe not even, they had a lamp. And I will include that reaction in this video because I feel it fits well with this video. But I was not gonna make a video just on the lamp, and I thought that's exactly why, because a lamp doesn't deserve enough, like doesn't deserve that type of attention. But it's like $100 and something. How much is the lamp? It's basically this LED lamp that, like, and I will tell you, the marketing is on point. Like, by the end of me watching a lot of the stuff, I'm like, I need the lamp. And then I'm like, dude, you don't need the lamp. You can get a $20 adjustable lamp from Target that has the squeaky arm from when we were in the 90s and put a fluorescent light bulb in it if you really need a lamp over your project. So the lamp was just a whole nother story. The problem with the lamp's a great idea. The lamp was $100. No, the light board. Yeah, the light board was $100. $250 for the lamp. $250 for a lamp. A lamp that has this mechanism. Like it's a floor lamp, and then it goes over your project. I don't know. I don't know. So $250 for the lamp, $1,000 for your heat press, which they also announced the Easy Press 3. Like, honestly, my prediction, my educated guess is going to be that the Easy Press 3 is just going to get looked over because they came out with this really cool heat press. I'm not going to lie, the heat press itself with the automation and all the things, on point. Can people afford $1,000? Maybe only the people who are in this for, I don't know. Like, I'm sure, I just think their target audience is now people who just like to spend money on craft supplies, like on big crafting machines. I don't know. Like, I'm dumbfounded sometimes by the things that we see them come out with, and then so many people jump on the bandwagon of getting it. Not that if you have any of it, it's wrong. It's fine, but it's just like, I wouldn't think that anybody would spend that. I can't get over how bad it looks. Looks like a toilet. Okay, so Missy Corbin thinks it looks like a toilet. AutoPress looks like it takes up some counter space. Yeah, it's a decent size machine for sure. And just saying, like, if you're in the market for a heat press because you have a business, go for a larger one, or go for just I mean, Cricut is just really good at making crafting machines. And if that's what you're doing it for and you need a crafting machine, I don't think I could ever tell anybody to spend $1,000 on a heat press when you could spend $1,000 and start a business from the ground up with everything you need for sublimation. You know, like, it's just, I just have a hard time wrapping my mind around buying something that expensive for a craft. Like, it's just not a crafting industrial machine. And I will just quote what they said in the video today. I'm trying to be nice, but they basically said heat presses seem industrial and very hard to use. If a heat press is hard to use, good luck using a Cricut. Like, you should be able to buy any heat press off of Amazon or any brand, Heat Press Nation, whatever, and you should be able to use it right out of the box non-intimidatedly. There's 3 buttons. There's 3 things you need to know: pressure, heat, and time. If you have a hard time understanding that, we're not going to be able to get onto a Cricut. Like, and I'm just saying, like, I'm saying that in the fact that everybody does, we should not have an issue with that. Does that make sense? I don't want to sound insensitive, but it's just like, to their degree, it sounded rude to talk about a heat press being a very hard machine to understand when their machines are getting harder and harder to understand because the technology that they're taking it to a whole nother level, and we really don't enjoy the tech part of the project. We like the crafting part of the project. We don't want the apps. We want to get off of our tech while we are crafting, while we are cutting things with scissors. Well, I guess that's what the Cricut's point is. You don't have to use your scissors so much, but I have made no Mickey ears. Okay, so I wasted money on the $475 tumbler press. If anything, a wider machine and design space to be able to print and cut wider. Yeah, haven't used it yet. A heat press is not complicated. Thank you, Candace. And if a heat press is complicated, I'm sorry that I said that, but honestly, they're not complicated. they're not. There's three things about them, and I it's just to and yeah, I'm just gonna stop there because they made that statement. They made the statement that it's complicated, and I'm like, if that's complicated, stop coming out with new machines that you have to have multiple people on the internet teach people how to use them. Okay. I appreciate my $10 heat press. Find at a garage sale even more now. Nice. They could have done a tumbler press instead. Yeah, I was thinking they could come out with a tumbler press so I don't have to break my mug press. What one color Mickey ear we're going to get done today? Oh my gosh. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna start making my Mickey ears. Clarita, you cut me deep, girl. Even I have the Air IQ. LOL. Complicated for $4,000 was also a mistake. Got my heat press. Okay, if you're watching videos on YouTube, you can function a heat press. Just saying, like, YouTube is more complicated than a heat press. So you being here today, you are smart. You've got this. I don't even know how to find live videos sometimes. I don't even know how to find my live videos sometimes. So you're here today. You are amazing. You can run a heat press. You can run, and they're easy press. I vlogged this morning, and I might redo it because I was like, this is too much. I need to not share all this stuff, but I am talking a little bit about the mental health issue and crisis that we're having and how we need to pull back from social media and tech. And as crafters, our therapy is crafting, and we are now being infiltrated with machines that require us to be on our phones and our laptops and all the things to be able to craft. And hence why I created my membership, and what I'm trying to kind of steer it towards is getting you in and out of the tech part of it as fast as possible so you and your friends can get to sitting down with glue and scissors and fabrics and papers and working with your hands, because that's the part of crafting that's therapy. So as soon as you realize the black button on Cricut, you're good to go. Oh, there's a back button on Cricut, you're good to go. My mug press on off button has descended into the cavity, and I've contacted them and gotten no response. It's hurtful for me because I live in the Caribbean. I'm sorry. It's not that it's complicated, it's the length it takes, it's the strength it takes in your hands. When you have arthritis, things like that, Cricut lamp and the heat press are a game changer. Good to know, good to know. So there are other heat presses on the market that don't take that much strength, and I get that. I totally get that. So I get needing it to be easier. I get needing just not $1,000. The technology behind this machine, and let me just tell you, it's plastic. It's not metal. Like they're industrial heat presses are industrial for a reason, because they need the heat or the power behind them. This is a plastic machine that you are paying $1,000 for. I just can't. I can't. Just ignoring from Florida, or just joining from Florida. It's how much? It's $1,000. It comes with a mat though, I believe, and something else. Just joining from, oh, I already read that. They call it auto, and it's actually semi-auto. Interesting. Yeah, so do you have to press the button? So you guys, if you haven't seen my Ricoma one, people were kind of mad about how much the Ricoma heat press is. And honestly, can you be mad about the Ricoma heat press price now, knowing that Cricut's gonna try to sell you $1,000 piece of plastic that is actually semi-auto? So the Ricoma is an auto open. You can walk away and it will open right away. So I don't know if you have to press the button on the Cricut or what, but $1,000 price range, I about fell out. I know, I was like, it's got to be like $700. I'm gonna say it's around the same price as the Ricoma. It is only a 12 by 15, which you could throw a rock and get a 12 by 15 heat press for $100 on Amazon. And if you need a couple of them, you can get a couple of them. It's just, they're moving into this world of like, you need our stuff to make money in your business, but it's not a business making product. It's a crafting well product and making nice t-shirts that are going to last. And I agree it's needed, but it's not $1,000 needed. I just watched a video on the 3 new products they came out with. I just about fell over when they said the price of the heat press. Yikes. Yeah, and honestly, they don't put that in there because they know people are going to get hyped and excited. And I've already kind of scrutinized the way that they do their marketing, which I appreciate because it does give you guys some time to think before you buy and watch things like this and any other non-affiliate that's going to respond about it, so that you can make an educated choice if you actually need it or want it. If they were to come out with it today, and I think what they do is they get it to the affiliates, they use their brand deal, like they get their affiliates to do all their brand pushing, and then they do this different than when I used to work with them. So it's all different. And then they push it, and then they come out and they launch it and they announce it, and then they release it. So there's like usually a 2-week period, and then people have some time to kind of process it and think about it. All the Cricut stuff is very expensive. I know. And I just posted in my stories the other day, and thank you guys for responding with actual answers. So many good answers about why you craft and why you ended up buying a Cricut and all the things, because I have a lot of friends who are just buying one because the marketing is so big now for it. And I'm like, did you really need it? Like, first of all, I tell all my friends, you get your butt in my studio and you play with it for a couple weeks, or borrow one and take it home and play with it before you invest in one. Because yes, I want you to have one. I would love you a part of our community, but I don't want you to buy one and keep it in a box. That makes no sense. That's it. That's anti-crafting love. So Cricut is last on my list of all products. My pixie dust got lost in shipping. Okay, that's not a thing. Okay, so the pixie dust is in this tube right here, okay? And we had an issue with the way we did our SKUs being like this on the tubes. They can't scan them. So it will come to you, but it's not lost. And we're changing up how we label the next round of the tubes. So if you have not emailed us and we have not confirmed that, that's probably what happened. Cricut is last on, oh, I already read that. Yeah, it sucks how expensive they are. It's such an expensive hobby, right? And yeah, it is. And it's hard because a lot of you guys want to make money doing it, and you end up spending all your money on these things, and it's just one of those things where it's like, it's a crafting machine. I'm trying to move over to all silhouette. The portrait for print and cut is a game changer. I need to whip mine out, Katie, and try it, because I have one. I literally bought that to do stickers on, and I just get so frustrated with silhouette every time I try my hardest. Love the studio still, so as soon as I can learn the machines and just seamlessly go from the design studio in, and our files work amazing in design, their silhouette studio, just dragging and dropping, moving them off the mat if you're not using them, and moving them back on the mat if you're using, like, insane. I'm gonna challenge myself to do my next round of crafting with silhouette. I've done this before. I did it with the Mickey ear factory during COVID, and I got frustrated with it. Making 100 of your pencil boxes. Ooh. Are you making, like, did you get an order for like custom pencils and you need boxes for them? That's so fun. Or is it for like a party? What are you making 100 for? I want to know. I love the studio. Thank you. I am working on making this a rainbow. So stay tuned because it's coming. It's just, I never finish organizing it. It's organized. It's just like I redecorate it all the time, and it's kind of been chilling, just getting messy lately. So I was like, I am going to make sure that all of our products in rainbow are on display because they're so pretty. Plus we have glitter back, and we're launching the rest of our series of glitter and bling and all the things soon. So definitely need to make sure I have them in rainbow order. I made some free my kids teacher for Valentine's Day, and I put chocolates in it. So fun. I love my silhouette. So I asked a question on on Instagram the other day because I really am trying to make sure that the files that we release on the membership are things that you guys are going to want and utilize and need. And we have 7 designers that we're going to be busting out some amazing stuff. They already have tons of stuff in the works that is going to be coming out pretty soon. But we want to make sure that what we're making is stuff that you guys actually want. You guys, like, hands down, I started the morning by writing stuff out, and you guys were like on point with where I was going, but you guys also came up with some other stuff that I didn't think of, and so I loved it. One of them was teachers. So if you're a teacher, and I'm not a teacher, obviously I teach you guys and I teach the internet cricketing, but I'm not a teacher. I don't have a classroom. I don't work with little kids on the daily. Or I mean, I homeschool, but I have junior hires and high schoolers. So what could our membership offer for you as a teacher? Remember, we support printables, we support printables, we support Glowforge files, Cricut, Silhouette, printing, I said printables, sublimation. So what can we offer to you guys? Because yeah, I feel like the teacher world is a huge cricketing world, and or will be if they're not already. Like, it's one of those things when you actually should have your Cricut out making fun things. When will you have Encanto files? We have a few coming out, and we will make more, especially because it's so popular. So ready for the new bling that's in the works. Thank you. I literally have 6 of the jars right here. Let me just show you what I got, because I was influenced by an influencer. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen the like vintage Mickey and Minnie lunch boxes that people bling, they are like $500 on eBay, not blinged. And I don't want to spend $500 on a lunchbox, let me just tell you. So what I ended up finding, because there was an influencer who blinged one of these, was this on Amazon, and it came with a coloring book and some crayons. And so I may have bought 8 because they're only $16, and all 8 of them were like a fraction of what I would pay for one vintage lunchbox. So I'm gonna spray paint it, and I'm gonna do one for each princess, except one princess is gonna be on both. Well, one of these is going to be all princesses. That doesn't make any sense. One of these is going to be 2 colors. I'll just put it that. I have the scan and cut. But anyways, this is on Amazon. I added it in my Amazon store under bling love, or whatever I call that. If you guys want to do this, you take this strap off and you put an actual purse strap on it. Let me just tell you, it transforms from a toy to like a way better than Louis Vuitton purse in a split second. Iron-on rhinestone patterns. Something fun for teachers would be monthly bulletin sets to download and make. Ooh, Melissa, I love that idea. Also, my designers have a dream meeting tomorrow too. So they are going to be coming at me with all the things they think that we should add to the membership, and I am living for it. I'm like, let's go, girls. It's time to go. I have the scan and cut. It's scan and cut is awesome too. Oh yeah, the scan and cut's really expensive though. I have thought about getting that. I have a friend who said her mom has one, and she stopped. She doesn't work right now, so I should see if she wants to bring her scan and cut in to play with, because I needed to see it. That's what you do. So when you want to buy a machine, first of all, you can watch YouTube stuff, or you can reach out to a friend who has one and say, like, can I come over and play with it? Or can I, are you planning to make anything? Can I come over and shadow and watch you do it? Get in front of the machine before you go buy it. Just saying. It's like $400, so I've never bought it. Explain your group, please. My membership or my group? So I have a membership, is that what we're talking about? Which is a crafting membership designed to get you crafting faster. Cut time on design to get you crafting faster, so we can design for you and make sure that you have the files you need to create a craft without having to sit down in design space or anywhere and making the files. I'm a little late, but I made it. Welcome, Teresa. Yes, membership. Yep. And then, so I have an $8 crafting membership. That's what that is. There's thousands of files, literally adding thousands every couple months now. We support printers, laminators, uh, laser printers, Cricuts, Silhouettes, white toner printers. If anybody is in that world, I know that's a whole new world and I don't know who's going to get into it, but it's there if you want it. Sublimation, which like almost everybody is starting to do. Glowforge, which we have a lot of plans for Glowforge. We have a few really fun, exciting things. That's all I'm gonna say coming. And so just got here. Sorry, I'm late. And I just realized in the newsletter I said April 1st is the announcement, and it's actually, I think, April 4th. It's the first Monday of April that we have a huge Glowforge announcement. I'm waiting on my white toner printer. You got it, Donna? Good. Okay, so we have files for you, and we will. So basically, when designing sublimation, we design with like darker colors, and so we'll start to try to kind of convert some of those, or as we're designing sublimation, we'll also upload, like I just did it with the jersey numbers. I did darker colors for sublimation, and then I did a few whites and lighter tones for white toner. So then you could do them on those black shirts and it looks super pretty and cute. Any update on embroidery files? We are building out our embroidery files. They're taking a little longer because we have one embroidery designer right now, but we're only working on a few projects because we just don't have that big of an audience for embroidery. Raise your hand if you embroider and you need embroidery files. It's kind of like supply and demand, so the more we hear you guys ask for files, the more we'll have our designers work on stuff like that. So Uninet 560. I have 2 scanning cuts. It is priceless. If you do stamping and embroidery, you no longer have to buy dies. Embroidery with the scanning cut? What does that mean? Recommendations for the mug press? I have the Cricut mug press, which doesn't work because it stopped working on me, and I've tried so hard to reset it and it just won't do anything. But I use the 5-in-1 that I got on Amazon, and I just use the mug press and the hat attachment for that. I rarely use the hat attachment though, to be honest, but maybe now that I have it separated from the main press, I'll be able to convert it faster because it's just a matter of like unplugging the plug and plugging it into the hat press. So maybe I'll use that more. I did film a video that is in the editing room right now on the mugs that I made with our membership. They're super cute, and I literally want to make more like right now. I need to try some white toner mugs too. I digitize embroidery. Nice. Okay, so a few people have reached out to me about digitizing for us, and it would definitely be something we'd be interested in sooner or later, both. But it is really a matter of like, we want to design for the members where they're actually crafting. So my 11-year-old wants to learn how to embroider. Another thing, Becky, is having like, you can draw out with our SVGs with the fabric pen onto fabric with your Cricut, and then you can hand embroider. So hand embroidery, you don't really need special files. You can just upload your SVG and put the fabric on the mat if you can, or have it traced onto a piece of paper and then trace it on there, or just print it out and cut it. Yes, I also digitize. I digitize my own files. I digitize embroidery too. Yeah, it sounds like someone might have, I just got back from the doctor, broke my ankle, ready to sit down for a while and watch. I'm sorry, Miss Parker. Love this membership and the files. Thank you, Kevin and Penny. That is our goal. I want you guys to love the membership, and I want to be offering things that you guys are actually wanting to make, and all the things. And things I want to make too. Like, it's kind of where I was thinking this weekend. I was like, you know what would I want to make right now on my membership? Like, what of the files would I make? So I like that idea. I'm getting into hand embroidery as much as I would. A machine can't afford it right now. Yeah, and there's lots of ways you can use the Cricut and things to get you to doing more hand stuff, handmade crafting. And one of the reasons I was really excited to do Mickey ears this weekend was because it's a lot of sewing and hand stuff, and I want to just do hand stuff right now. Do you still have the embroidery machine? I do have it, pending what is going to happen with it. I do have a friend who wants to come and learn on it and start to maybe try to offer some help for you guys who want it, but I'm not at that level right now of being able to learn that machine and also work on the machines that we support already. So Silhouette Alta is the bottom of the barrel 3D printer. It's another file option we've thought about was 3D printing, but it's again another machine I don't know. Nobody on my people I know have one, but nobody on my immediate team has it, and so none of us can like bring the files to life. And that's something we're really trying to focus on with our designers, is bringing them to life so that you guys don't just see a file, that you see what it actually looks like when it's finished, because there's a lot of times you're not going to use it if you don't know what it looks like in the end. I just got it and need to learn from the beginning. Hey, a fellow lefty. Yep, I'm a lefty, but I do use my right hand to cut because I don't know why. I just do. So my Mickey ears that I made this weekend are a little shabby. I had my stitch length really long, so it was going pretty fast, and I just wanted it. Like, I just wanted to get them done, so I was like, whatever. And now I'm feeling the pain of not taking the time to sew them slower. Do you buy the Silhouette 3D printer? It's trash. Oh, do not buy the Silhouette 3D printer. It's trash. Chipped Build's words, not mine, but I do trust her as a fellow crafter. Love my membership. Thank you. We can buy your machine. We can buy your machine from you. I don't ever want to sell machines. I already, going into products, have realized how cutthroat it can be sometimes. And I'm like, I love my happy little membership and my happy little designs and all my designers and all the people that come along with the digital world. And then the product world is a whole nother story. But our products are going a lot more like artisan. Is artisan the right word? Or is that bread? Artisan. Artisan is not like handmade art. Is it? I don't know. I made some for the Disney trip. Your tutorials were super helpful and I got so many compliments. It was great. Yay! Makes weeding easy. Weed with left cut scraps with my right. Have you ever thought of cross stitch patterns for your membership? I love your membership. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, anything that goes with a machine that needs, our whole goal is to help you not have to sit at your computer to make something. Does that make sense? So many things these days cause us to sit at our computers and make things to make things. And we spend hours designing, and a lot of us aren't designers, and so it's hard to sit down and like think of something, let alone bring it to life. And then, so that's why we have a really amazing designers that we want to help bring all your projects to life. And if you're a business, so we have a business membership. I didn't even get to that part. And a commercial rights business, or a commercial rights membership if you just want to be able to sell with our files. And then we have a business membership if you want to be a part of the business community of mine, where I'm looking into your products. You can send them to me. I can see them. We will eventually have you list your products with our membership, and you can offer our discounts to people, so we bring you traffic. Lots of really awesome opportunities with the business membership, but it's not for everybody. So I will talk more about it in this year, like just some stuff. I'm working on revamping the course, like the main course for it as well. I've got like all the bullet points and are ready to be filmed, and then the course is going to be updated. What material is that green thingy? This is foam. This is craft foam. So if you are new to me and you have no idea who I am, and you're like, who is this girl, like just thinking that she can talk however she wants about Cricut, I have a long history of DIYing on the internet, and I am I made the first Mickey ears on the internet. Let me just put it that way. So these are Mickey ears, and I have like probably over 50 tutorials on how to make different types of Mickey ears. Love your dream box in the back. Thank you. Sorry we're sideways too. If you caught the beginning, I'm a hot mess. My phone is broken. It's only going sideways. I really feel like I'm being challenged that way because I want things to be like really nice and I want to feel like my life is together. But then technology is just like, forget you. I'm doing what I want. I'm breaking. Your phone is broke. So I've been using my vlog camera, which has been really fun because I've been challenged to actually vlog. Erica OMG Live. I saw you years ago. You were a young lady. So proud of you. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Man, I cringe at some of the way, like the things I used to say and the person I was. But I've come a long way, I guess. But I have a long way to go. Let me just say that. You are pretty long ways too. Oh, thank you. First live, I always watch videos. Welcome. And we are at a new time, so we might have some new people joining, and it might be better time, a different time, and just different people are able to join. You were so cute. Thank you. I feel like I was a lot cuter, and I had so much more energy and so much more zeal for life. And I'm telling you, I started today's video by telling you guys how I've struggled last night with just even sleeping because of my lungs, and I took 2 showers in the middle of the night. So I usually just take a hot shower in the middle of the night, but I just could not stop clearing the gunk out of my chest area. It's like all right here lately, and it just sits right here, and then I just clear my throat constantly, and I was so like annoyed because I knew I was waking Dustin up, and I was like, I'm gonna go sleep on the couch, which I knew was gonna be worse for my sleep, but I ended up falling asleep. So you're still very cute. Oh, thank you. I'm new here. What is that you were using? I'm just cutting foam. I should probably stop assembly lining and I should just make some ears. So I'm making Mickey ears, which do I have any on hand? I'm making Mickey ears in every color so that I can bling them with the interchangeable bow and change the characters. I'm coming in late. Did I miss the prices? Oh yeah, Tanya, you missed the prices, but and I actually didn't update on the prices of the other things. So the heat press is $1,000. Mucinex or Vicks? Thank you, Liana. It is that time of year. So many people I know who have had COVID now have the annoying cough. One being my husband, making it hard for both of us to sleep. Yeah, and I had COVID in the beginning of the year, so I don't know if it escalated it, but the post nasal drip from my sinuses are just shot after my epoxy exposure, and I was very angry this morning. Let me just put it that way. I get my emotion that I experience most out of all of it is anger and frustration, and I just get really frustrated because I'm like, but again, I'm very thankful that I've been able to share my story with the other crafters, and almost 2 million people have seen the video regardless of what their thoughts are. Some of them are not the nicest people, but they have been susceptible, and a lot of people have said, like, I didn't even think that epoxy was unsafe, and I wasn't even thinking that. I was just Googling how to use an epoxy tutorial or make something, and your video popped up. And so I'm thankful that I've been able to use that, but I'm like, okay, God, I've used it. You can take it away now. Maybe try adding eucalyptus oil to your shower or put some into hot water and breathe it in. Yeah, let me just tell you all the things I have done so then you guys know, like, maybe we have other ideas for her. I do a nebulizer. I do hot showers with eucalyptus. I diffuse eucalyptus. I drink turmeric and lots of liver cleansing things. I also think I was eating so clean in January, and then I kind of fell off the bandwagon a bit this month. In February. And so I really think that affected it a lot. Like, my body was like, yeah, we're vibing. She's drinking good juices. And so you liver detox so that the toxins are lower in your body, so that when you're exposed to more toxins, your body doesn't react as fast. And basically I was just a toxin overload. And when I feel like this, it's because I have a lot of toxins in my body. I'm so happy I saw your epoxy warning video. Oh, thanks, Becky. Oh my word, I feel ya. Okay, God, get you're using my health with the reason, but can we be done now? And some days I'm all for it, and I like, and honestly, just there's so much going on in the world that I feel dumb even like complaining about it or anything, because it's like, I don't know. I'm like, at least I'm in my comfortable bed or on my comfortable couch struggling with this. I'm not in a subway while my husband's at war, and I just trying to keep that perspective, but then I feel a little crazy because I'll go from that perspective to being really frustrated, and then you're like, is there something wrong with you? Because you're literally mad and then fine, and then mad and then fine, and then that's just chronic illness. And I know so many of you guys struggle with it, because during COVID, like the first year of COVID, when we were doing some Zooms, a lot of people were telling me all about how they've struggled with it. Good for congestion in stomach. Peppermint tea. Oh yeah, I've been doing peppermint tea too, and I found this really awesome cinnamon turmeric powder to put in my tea at night, and it is so good. And it just, I don't know. I've also been doing cayenne pepper, which I feel like might be hurting my throat a little bit, but I'm like, just burn it out, burn it all out. Hello, Perfectly Original by Tori. Do the sublimation off gases bother you at all? They do. So they actually will, like, I start the day out usually not feeling like this, and then when I sublimate, I feel like this afterwards. But then I can usually kick it after a day, by just breathing and going and doing things in the fresh air and stuff. But so I usually try to sublimate by the front door and open that and open the back door, because we have, we have an airflow that goes through to the warehouse. You're doing all the right things. I have COPD, frustrating. Yeah, I have researched like crazy, and I feel like that's just something when you do end up in like a lot of pain like that, you end up just asking everybody, and I've read every single comment on that video, and there's been a lot of helpful things in that video. This is too big for this ear. What did I do? I must have sewn that one too small. Some of these are wonky, guys. That one looks fine. Maybe I did I use the wrong template for this one? Oh yeah, that's what happened. Look what I did. This is the sewing one. This is the foam one, and I cut the sewing one. So, yep, that's what happened. Look at, I was distracted. So Clarita was right. What one ear am I going to finish? I use a KN95 mask when I sublimate and send my kids outside. You should actually use a respirator, because it's is that the same? Sorry. That's a good thing to do. I use inhalers also. Good morning from Australia. I don't often make live streams. The heat press here is around 1,400 Australian dollars. Haven't seen that price of a heat press, but even thought a 5-in-1 is a quarter of the price here. Yeah, the 5-in-1 is a quarter of the price here as well. But remember, it's intimidating. So you might, if you're just joining, I talked about how they told us that heat presses are intimidating and hard to understand. And I get the physical part of it could be hard, but understanding it, that's kind of insulting to tell us that we can't understand a heat press. I cannot wait to make the bow and woody ears. Aw. Those, yeah, so if you're doing the Mickey ear factory, basically what you do is you just iron it onto fabric. You cut that out, iron it onto fabric, and then you cut around that and sew it. I have some videos on it, but I had to hear Tay's take on this. Yeah, I was a little feisty. I'm always a little feisty. That's just how it is. That's just how we do here. We don't know how to not be feisty. I'm getting a Thunder laser. Will your Glowforge files work for it? I don't know, but that is good to know. If they use SVGs, then yes, but we are converting a lot of our stuff and making specific stuff for the Glowforge. So if there's a file that's needed for another machine that's going to be big on the market, we will definitely make sure that we try to start having that version of those designs as well. Who would buy a Cricut heat press for that when you can get a Hotronics for that price? Right, and there's so many cute ones. Haley from the Foiled Plan literally just posted her purple one that she got. And I just can't. I can't. And now that you guys said it looks like a toilet, I mean, it looks like, to me, it looked a little bit more like a spaceship, like from the future, you know? You can sign up for the new membership and cancel the old one. You can just try to cancel at the end of your billing cycle and sign up for the new one. Yes, if you're thinking about becoming a business member, if that's what you're talking about. I hope to get a Thunder laser cutter. Okay, Janet, and anybody who knows what a Thunder laser cutter is, what's the difference between that and a Glowforge? And what do we have that we're dealing with here? How much are they asking for the heat press? They're asking $999. They're trying to help you save a little money with the inflation cost. They saved you $1. It's not $1,000. It's $999. Thunder is bigger cutting space and much faster. Nice. What's the price on the Thunder so that I know what I'm working with here? Because, okay, so there's definitely two different types of people who will be buying machines. Any type of machine. There's the one who wants it for the hobbyist, and then there's the one who wants it to make money, which you're gonna make bank having a Glowforge, let me just tell you. But and I don't even have one. But oh boy, that's ridiculous. We'll catch the replay later. Bye. I ordered a Mira 7 laser a few weeks ago, and it'll be using Lightburn. A lot of lasers use Lightburn software. Recommendations for a 5-in-1 with a sliding drawer. I feel like there aren't any 5-in-1s that have the slide out. Mine did have it, but it's not the most like stable one, and it's not a clamshell. It's the other one. What is an epoxy exposure? It's being exposed to a lot of epoxy at once without good ventilation and without a respirator. And basically everybody who uses epoxy is exposed to epoxy, but if you're not using the correct PPE, the proper protection equipment, that's what PPE stands for, right? Then Illumilite actually has a really awesome video on education on this, and I was very happy that they posted that because they are one of the leading epoxy companies out there, and I felt that it was very important that they did that, even though I was educated, and I hate to like not take credit for any of it, but I was brought out to an event to be taught how to do this by professionals, and they taught me incorrectly in a room with 100 different people making things with epoxy, and sitting in a room for over 5 hours with epoxy. That was not the whole brunt of my exposure. I went home and I started making epoxy things, and then I was even more exposed. So that's what an epoxy exposure is. And I basically came down with chemical pneumonia for about 4 months. It took to get back to just being able to live normal life. And then I still, 3 years later, struggle with reactions to all chemicals because I now have chemical toxicity brought on by the chemical exposure, if that makes any sense. I learned the difference between the clamshells and the swing away. AI, SVG, DXF for Lightburn, and I think a few others. So yes, SVG is our main type of file that we release, and yes, that will be available for your laser printer. And we also have the announcement that will be out on April 4th, whatever the first Monday of April is. Anybody know that off the top of their heads? Will be good for all laser cutters as well. Way bigger cutting area. April 4th. Thanks, Steph. Steph's got my back. Yeah, I put April 1st in the newsletter, but that's just because I automatically think Mondays fall on the 1st, which they don't. So it's always going to be the first Monday of the month that I do a product or a big announcement if I can. Obviously, sometimes they get delayed, or we're ready and we're like, we need to just launch this now. But it'll always be on a Monday. What do you think of these new presses? I would love to get my hands on them to actually say like what I think about the machine, but I will say I know Cricut's history of making a really good machine. I know these machines are probably going to be very good, and they're gonna work great. I don't feel like we needed an Easy Press 3. I feel like that's a little much, but they are really, really expensive. They're just too expensive, and that is where kind of everything just goes out the window when it's that expensive. I don't know, but people bought the mug press like crazy, and I was like, that thing's pretty expensive, but people love it. So you're probably gonna see a lot of people with it. They trust Cricut, and they know that it's a good brand, and they don't have to think twice if it's gonna be a machine that works. And I mean, they do have safety features and things like that they work with. So I get like, when Levi's are your favorite brand and they come out with something and you want some Levi's, you don't even have to try them on. You know your size, you know whatever, you know what you're gonna pay for them, you just get it. So I totally agree with you. Also, the $25 Dollar Tree store has good options. Do we have to call it the $1.25 Dollar Tree now? We just went and got stuff for Briley's birthday at the Dollar Tree, and she was paying for a lot of it herself. And I was like, remember, it's $1.25 now, so you only get 4 things for $5, not 5 things for $4. 5 things for $5. I don't know. You could call it the 5-quarter tree. That's better. 5-quarter tree. 2 $half and a quarter. 5-quarter tree. So I'm calling it. Yes, we do need to call it 125 store, right? And it's like, yeah. All right, guys, we're at an hour. That was a fun hangout. Clarita, I got 1 purple ear done. If you want to know how to make Mickey ears, I have lots of tutorials. Just Google Auntie Mickey ears. There's like 5 million on there, so have fun if you don't. Tread Talk is more expensive than Thunder, but it's also more powerful. I did it for you, Clarita. I was like, I gotta finish one, otherwise I was just gonna end up stuffing them all with foam. What do you guys want to hear about next week if we get back to crafting and history? I've been brushing up on the Tudors, which I'm going to just tell you, that's a really fun story. I haven't watched the show, so I was like, people probably know a lot of this because they watched the show. But I also had a hard time realizing that Elizabeth I was different than Mary, Queen of Scots, and her cousin Elizabeth. Those are really different people. Your IKEA cabinets or dream box for storage. Thank you, Tay. I don't know why, but okay. Do it, Julie. What is the green material you were using to make the ears? So it's just foam, craft foam, and it doesn't matter what the color is. These are foam sticker sheets, but again, tutorial. I have tutorials on all this. If you want an actual tutorial, not to sit through an hour of me ranting about a product response. Hey, Susan. Okay, I'm home. Gotta cook for the kiddos. Have a good day. Bye, Erica. Oh, Erica, your machine shipped it. I'm sure Tiffany told you, but I'm super excited for you to get it. All right. Love you guys. See y'all next week. Yeah, or I'll see you in my Instagram stories if I show up there. Bye, guys.